your career switch from being a regular medicine doctor to a medicine-free doctor.
Why did you do that?
I got consecutively more nauseous for prescribing medication, and in the end it was like so clear. Like every time after this, I'm like, oh, is this nauseousness? And it kept happening, so I kind of decided to listen to my body without any thorough plan about how to do it in the future. It was really like, okay, I feel this. Let's listen to it.
Welcome, my name is Matthijs and you're listening to Injured Dumbass, your go-to podcast if you want to get rid of your injuries and optimize your health. I've seen more than 40 physiotherapists, podiatrists, had a knee surgery, an MRI scan, and saw many more professionals that didn't know how to help me with my injuries. And after 5 years of struggling, a man named Gerben helped me with a fairly unknown form of therapy called PDTR. He fixed my knee stabilization in 2 hours, something that all the previous professionals could not achieve. And after that experience, I swore to dedicate my life to learning and sharing problem-solving knowledge. Everything to optimize your health and help you to get rid and stay away from injuries.
Gezondheid draait niet om voeding, maar het draait om energie. Het draait dus om elektromagnetisme opwekken en het is niet voedingafhankelijk.
Here comes the crying and the activation of the brain.
I have the question for the people who have absolutely no clue what is TRE.
Okay.
Injuries, because I was wondering, have you ever dealt with physical injuries?
Yes, I did. And
Right. Welcome to Injured Dumbass. My name is Matthijs.
My name is Joren.
And today we have Marije Berkelaar in the house, who is the first medicine-free doctor in the Netherlands. She has driven here with her bicycle.
That is true. It was an amazing ride.
How long was it?
It was 44 kilometers and I took two hours.
And she had a pear for breakfast. How do you say pear?
Pear.
Pear, yeah, a pear.
As a pear.
As a pear. And then a cookie in the middle or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Note cookie.
How does it feel to be in Haarlem?
Pretty amazing. I feel the wind is a little bit fresher, and maybe I taste this a little bit more oxygen, or maybe the salty thing.
Maybe from the sea?
Yeah, it's like pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, probably that is true.
Yeah.
And then also, it's great to be here in this studio. That feels like a really high frequency place. So you guys did a good job.
Yes. All right. Nice.
The end of the interview.
Okay, bye.
That's what we want to know.
Yeah. But all right. Today I would like to discuss, of course, our big friend Corona, but also your career switch from being a regular medicine doctor to a medicine-free doctor. What does that exactly mean?
Yeah. Why?
How do you explain that to somebody?
Yeah. Why did you do that change?
Yeah, you want to start about that right now?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Well, the answer is very, very simple. And I just got nauseous, and I got that feeling in September last year, so 2019. I got consecutively more nauseous for prescribing medication. And in the end, it was like so clear. Like every time after this, I'm like, oh, what's this nauseousness? I have to go to the toilet, I might vomit. And it kept happening, so I kind of decided to listen to my body without any like thorough plan about how to do it in the future. It was really like, okay, I feel this, let's listen to it. So that's it.
So you just stopped prescribing medicine to people and then you said, all right, fuck the shit, I'm not being a medicine doctor anymore.
But yeah, and your clients then?
Well, I used to be a doctor that, how you say that? The inval doctor. I used
The
to...
in-between doctor. No, like the backup doctor.
Or a part-time.
I don't know. How do you
Substitute. That's the
Substitute,
word.
yeah.
That was the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah, so I just finished my study to be general practitioner, and then I started working in July, and then over the months I felt this feeling more and more. And so I was working in other people's offices when they, for example, were depressed or burnt out, which happens a lot, or sick or whatnot.
Burnouts happen a lot with doctors?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe interesting fact to deepen out a little bit later on in the conversation, but...
Yeah.
All right, so you're a substitute
Doctor, yes.
So you would travel all over the Netherlands and...
Well, no, just my area. There's enough work
All right.
for people with this paper that I have. And however, yeah, this really didn't resonate with my body very clearly. So I stopped doing that. And over the years, I have learned that wherever you put your attention or your action or your words or even your thoughts has an impact in the world. And I clearly felt that this is not where I want to put my energy. This is not where I want to make my money from. So... Yeah,
so there was a really strong feeling from inside.
Exactly.
And did you already had similar thoughts or feelings before that event?
Well, yeah, over the years, my interest has been going out to, for example, prayer healings. There is a study actually going in the Netherlands for prayer healings, because there are people that get magically well, and the current system, the current medical system says that is not possible. However, it happens.
Yeah, well, if you call Dr. Joe Dispenza and Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton, they will tell you different.
Exactly. Yeah.
And do you believe it?
Yeah, I do. I actually went to that other general practitioner that is doing that study, PhD study, and I said, hey, can I help? And I had four patients, of which I visited 2 to talk with them, and I was just blown away by what happened to these people.
And that was in the Netherlands too?
Yeah. And I cannot share the inside information because it is the doctor's privacy information. However, these people that I visited, they got well.
And how did it work out? Is it just really praying or what?
Yeah.
Did I do?
So there are people who pray, for example, to God and Jesus or whatever. And it happens. I mean, there cannot be a guarantee. It doesn't work for everybody, but from time to time it happens that somebody actually gets better. And instead of completely denying that this is possible, I was curious, what is that? And so you want to go immediately to my theory about getting well without medication? Or?
Sure.
So what I believe is the the frequency of emotion?
Well, we all have, every emotion has its own frequency.
Exactly. So if you can see it in a V shape like this, then up is the highest possible frequency. And that's the divine frequency, where there is union between everything. where it's just everything is one. When you go lower, you get to feeling happy, feeling grateful, feeling okay, and then feeling things like angry, jealous,
hatred,
sad, scared, blame, shame, and fear are really the bottom. And the frequency there is very tight, it's very narrow.
Yeah.
So you can maybe also relate that when you're feeling not so good, you're not so happy, your thoughts tend to go in very tiny circles, right? And that's really the bottom. You're really stuck in these circles, thinking the same thoughts over and over, not finding your way out. So that is the lowest frequency of vibration. And then you obviously have the law of attraction. It's whatever you send out is what you receive back. So when you're in that lowest frequency, you send out low vibes and more misery comes to you.
Yeah.
And everything you try is not working out, and people are not nice to you, and everything, the whole world is against you. It feels like that. And you can actually move yourself from a low frequency higher up. You can actually tune into your higher frequencies, and you can do that yourself. And it has to do with everything you do, say, or think. Everything.
Yeah.
So what I want to share is find your own way of bringing yourself to the highest frequency that is there for you in that moment. And do not blame or judge yourself when you're not 100% of the time in the highest frequency, because that is not, then you're dead.
Yeah.
So we have to get to know all the frequencies, the highest frequency and the lowest frequency. Make it your job to go and stay at the highest frequency as much of the time as possible, because that highest frequency, that's where the healing happens.
And that's
how can you come there then?
It has to do with everything. So the basics are really eat well, drink well, not too much, not too little. Things like intoxications, try to stay away from it. Or if, notice that everything you do it from a place of love or fear. And be aware of that. And then see if you can choose more and more to act from a place of love. And you will see you get higher. So speak high frequency. Make sure every word you say comes from a place of love. Make sure every thought that's in your brain is a loving thought, is a free thought. And this is not easy. And this is your only job. Your only job here in this world is to be in the highest possible frequency, because that is where you attract into your life everything that you want.
And then you become light.
Yeah.
Then you become a light particle, and that's the way we're all. Of course, we're all light frequencies. And if you become completely loving, a complete, authentic, loving being, you become to what you are, and that's we're all light particles. So then. I did some eco meditation a while back. I don't know if you're familiar with that. That's the work from Dawson Church. It's tapping your meridians, and you keep doing that for a while, and suddenly you feel an energy flow going from your feet to your brain, and then you say to yourself, all the negative stuff that I'm relating to, I choose now to let go. That kind of stuff, and then suddenly you have to listen to him talking and saying that. And I did it in the sun while being grounded at the sea, and there was also some music with a kind of frequency, I think 526 megahertz. It's also the same. Your heartbeat, your heart frequency is the same frequency of the center of the earth, and your brain has the same frequency of the sun. So. In our DNA we also have stardust, so we literally are the universe. So when you raise your frequency and you get at that same frequency of the all, you become everything.
Yeah.
And that's love.
Yes.
To let and be all what is.
Yes.
So you are God. Because you are the creator and you are the universe itself. But ego meditation, Dawson Church also explains to who can hear on your story that hatred, fear, that kind of frequencies, they are in the I know the gamma and the theta wavelengths are below. That's the way you subconscious things. So before you go to bed and you think about the next day, you do loving stuff and you think yourself the best version of yourself. You give yourself good and nice emotions. Then when you wake up, you feel those emotions because the subconscious works with emotions.
And if you're going to sleep with bad thoughts, it's going to marinate the whole night. And then you wake up.
And I don't know exactly the wavelengths names, but I know it's all scientific and it is no fairy shit.
No, exactly. And that's beautiful, right? That now we all have access to this knowledge. And that's why I choose to step out of a system that is kind of still denying this.
But for example, there is a guy and he got chlamydia. How are you going to help him then?
Well, there are actually other ways of treating even this kind of disease. However, the collective thought right now is that the antibiotics, that is azithromycine, is the only way. And whatever you believe is your truth. So there is probably, even for this person, no other way. However, if this is a person that is open to other ways, then obviously there are other solutions to get rid of this.
And are you also interested in medicines from the nature, for example, from the Amazon?
100%, yeah.
Because there is a difference between medicines from the Amazon and medicines we use here. And like for how many years are we? Not that long. We are using medicines for maybe 100 years or less. But from the Amazon, they are using it now for thousands of years. So you're interested in the nature medicines too, I guess.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and I believe that we, as a human collective, we are making a shift back towards nature. Because in the last 100 years or so, we kind of drifted away from nature, which is beautiful and which was necessary, and we're all in this together. So, however, nature...
sorry that I interrupt. Why was that necessary then?
For the human evolution.
Okay.
And like everything happens for a reason, right? So, and this is our co-creation that we live in right now. So we cannot say this is somebody else's doing or fault or whatever. No, this is our collective, and we are all responsible for that. And however, I now imagine there is a shift back to nature, and I believe that nature has everything that we need, and our recreation of some, like most medications are based on natural molecules, and then we have shaped it in a way and then put a patent on it to sell it, and it does work. However, it is not the only way. No.
And it's not the healthy way.
I believe it is definitely not the healthy way. No.
And why do you believe that?
Because there is no medication that makes you healthier. Okay. There is no medication in the standard system that actually increases your immune function, that increases the bodily function or helps restore that. What we do is, what if you're a tower and you're a little bit out of balance? Then what the medication does, it puts a stick here so you can still continue to grow. Whereas it doesn't help from the inside out to restore that balance and to help you grow.
So what is your definition of health?
Health. A healthy mind in a healthy body, and that I would say is an open flow of human consciousness with as less blockages as possible. I think it is pretty close to the Chinese and Eastern way of looking at it. However, if I repeatedly ask myself questions and ask within, like, what is my truth, then that feels more like my truth than the way the regular medicine looks at it. Yeah.
All right.
Is that not also the main question, who I want to be and who I am now?
What in life?
Yeah. In the way, is that a question you can ask you all the time? If you also compare it with health, is that not a question, who I want to be and who I am now? You know what I mean or not?
I do not 100% understand. However, I do think that we are like in the same train of thought, because like all my learnings over the last year have been centered around being yourself and being in flow with who you're really intended to be. And that's why I also started this foundation, I Am Myself, last year.
Okay.
So, and actually, I guess this is the core, I believe, of what we are here to do. Finding alignment with your true self.
So how do you see your next coming years?
I appreciate you for that question, and I do not know yet. So I know that the deepest part of my being wants to help people. I want to help people, and I want to stay very true to myself. Those are the main important things. Right now in the Corona challenge, that's why we are 1.5 meters apart. These guys, they did a great job, and that's why we are obviously like wearing these outfits. Right now, times are changing so much. I do not know how the world looks next week. I cannot at all tell you what the world looks like in 2 years. However, I do believe that all that's happening is also for the growth of human consciousness, of human evolution. So I believe the future is very bright and very beautiful.
So can we say that you're a little bit happy with the coronavirus? Not with the virus itself, but what's happening
because of it?
Yeah.
I do not want to deny that there is great suffering going on, and I pay all my respects and to the people who are in a position that makes them suffer. And I also see and witness more and more people really going in, taking better care of their bodies, being more attentive to their own physical space. Yeah, it's very clear with the 1.5 meter, but people become more aware, and for some people that might be the first time that they are aware of their own physical space. And people become more aware of how important it is to connect with other human beings. People get more aware of their love for taking care of other people. And then also I see more and more people going back to nature. I mean, the nature areas are now full of visitors. So people are reconnecting with nature. And I see also a lot of, because we're now all standing still, obviously the nature is a little bit better off. And in the same time, initiatives, green initiatives, like initiatives for benefiting the world, benefiting connection, benefiting so many beautiful things are now growing. People are meeting each other, people are connecting with each other, and these things are like coming up. When the world is back to normal, it will never be the same as before. And I believe this is for the good. Yeah.
And back to the medicines from the nature, are you already using them for your clients?
Well, at this very moment, I do not have clients.
Okay.
However, with my friends and everything, yeah. So I aligned with a brand of essential oils that I can really truly connect my name with, because I think it's just the most perfect thing in the world. And like, yeah, I bring this to my family, and if a friend is sick, I bring it there.
Sorry, I have to reset the
camera.
You experience stress, tension, trauma, and you want to learn how to deal with this yourself. Well, then this tool is for you. And I'm talking about tension and trauma release exercises, also known as TRE. And in my 9-year healing journey, this has become one of my absolute favorites that I still use today, every day. And it's a very simple yet innovative series of exercises that assist the body in releasing deep muscular patterns of stress, tension and trauma. Created by Dr. David Baselli, PhD. Now, TRE safely activates a natural reflex mechanism of shaking or vibrating that releases muscular tension, calming down the nervous system. When this muscular shaking, vibrating mechanism is activated in a safe and controlled environment, then the body is encouraged to return back to a state of balance. And the beauty is, it is like learning how to drive a bike, so you only need to learn it once. And all my viewers and listeners get a 25% discount. So use the code ID25 at the checkout and enjoy the rest of this interview.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Alright, so you have one of those oils,
Yeah.
and I just have to sniff it.
So what we do is we make a little fire. And then we close our eyes and inhale through a little gap for 30 seconds. So make it slow.
Zo, dat was nou een lekker poppetje wel. Sorry. I have to make that one. No, that's awesome. Holy shit.
What happens?
You know what?
Yeah, it opens up the nostril ways.
Yeah.
So you can breathe. I think it's also with eucalyptus and mint. It really burns the crap out of the nostril ways that's not supposed to be there.
It feels really opening, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you feel?
Yeah, first it burns in your nose, of course, but after that you got the feeling that your lungs are, they got more space or something like that.
Yeah.
It's really, but my hands are more sweating too.
Yeah, it does something to your central nervous system, right? Yeah, you actually have the olfactory nerve that's in the top of your nose.
Okay.
And that connects directly to the limbic system of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And the limbic system is the emotional system.
Yeah.
And so with just one drop, you basically activate your whole system.
Wow.
How amazing is that?
Yeah.
Right?
This is also a great way if you want to remember stuff. Jim Quick always tells you to think of a smell or an emotion when you want to remember something, because your limbic system is your subconscious, and your subconscious only works with emotion and smell.
Oh.
And sound.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
how many times do you do this a day?
Well, this is just one oil, and they have, I think, 140 different oils, and they all have their own specific way of using it.
Yeah.
And you can not only smell it, you can also put it on your skin or take it internally.
Yeah.
And so, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thijs,
Yes.
shall we change seats?
Sure. Let's
Ooh.
keep the distance, mate.
Yeah.
Can you please give me my glass back?
Yeah, but
That one.
we should not. No.
Ah,
Yeah.
thank you. Wow, it's completely different.
It is, right? I'm also gonna take a little tour around the
Keep moving.
Yeah.
I think at the whole interview I'm going to sit like this.
Nice.
Yeah, but so when you're in a really low frequency and you use one drop, you imagine that can like completely bring you back up. It opens up your brain and might bring you out of
Yeah,
that.
but you say the all being is and love is are higher frequencies
Yeah.
than those at the bottom, which
Yeah.
are hatred, grief,
Blame, shame, fear.
shame, fear.
Yeah.
And maybe this is a little bit of an ant fucker thing, but I don't know how to say that in English correctly. But in the book, Dawson Church writes about the gamma and theta wavelengths. They are very slow wavelengths, just like infrared. It's a very slow wavelength. The blue light is very like this. Those are the more higher frequencies, I think. Do you have any scientific stuff that you investigated on that matter?
No, because so I also had the thought over the last time. It's like as soon as something gets proven scientifically,
Yeah.
it's outdated. Because it takes at least 4 years before some study is ready to be published.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when it's published, it takes up to 20 years before it gets integrated in the collective.
System.
Yeah, exactly. So by the time something is proven or widely known, it's already outdated, since the only constant in life is change. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning of the 90s, evidence-based medicine came up, and it became the golden standard. And I now actually think with that we lost a lot of common knowledge. Because nobody's going to study the effects of walking in nature for half an hour. Also because it's very difficult. Because there are so many other factors involved.
Mm-hmm.
If you have one group that's not going to walk half a day every day for like a year, and one group that does, one, it's not ethical to have one group stay at home for a year, and two, there are so many variables involved, like what is the person eating, what is he saying, what is he thinking?
Work.
Exactly, how stressed is he by work? So you can never prove that walking outside for half an hour a day is actually beneficial and can actually cure people and can actually mean the world to some diseases. You can never prove that. And so by making things evidence-based, you miss out on a lot of basic common knowledge.
I think if you see it from a quantum physics standpoint, that I know that trees, they block non-native EMF. So a very rich environment of trees is beneficial because let's say 5G gets installed, they will have a harder way getting find past the tree lines, getting to human cells. Thus, you have less radiation going on. Thus, it is more healthy because we already know the results of non-native EMF, of 4G, 3G, Wi-Fi on the mitochondria and the cell membranes. So, if you would see it from that kind of standpoint, you would say it is more beneficial, but other than that, I have to completely agree on the things that you say. But I also believe there's lots of quantum physics and metaphysics, science that absolutely can help you with medical statements. I know that other podcast guest, Thomas van Doorn, who is also coming again soon, who is a mitochondrial expert, he uses lots of his science, and because it has to do with EMF, with light, water, and magnetism, he can back up the science for people. And of course, in this society where we are driven by papers, colleges, diplomas, doctors, and people in white coats that tell you how to live, they use science, and it is a way to get the message more to I think, how do you say it?
Yeah, nowadays we think that's very important.
Yeah.
And I believe common knowledge is way more important. Common knowledge and human experience. Because also, like, if something works great for you, that doesn't mean it works great for you. Even though you could have been brothers, right? So I think that science, and it also makes groups and therefore it makes mass statements, statements for the whole group. And I more believe in individual statements.
Yeah, feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's also a very big point, because nowadays we think all the time and we have to prove things with science, we forget about how does it feel, and it can sound completely incredible gay, no offense to gay people, but like spiritual, but feeling. I mean, if you eat something that's bad for you, you get nauseous. It's a chemical reaction, and you can have the same thing with an emotion or an environment that is full of shit or hate, people that are only constantly firing hatred and that kind of stuff. So we don't feel anymore, and I think that's a very it's a very strange thing that we have to learn how to feel again.
Exactly. Yeah.
And does that also mean that you are going to do research all over the world, or are you going to?
I'm definitely not gonna do research all over the world.
That's my question. So you gonna use your internal feeling?
Yeah.
With everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And therefore I know that the right people will come on my path. And I just practice a lot of trust and high frequency, everything.
So how does let's say your morning routine looks like, if you have one, or an evening, or an afternoon ritual, or before the bed ritual?
Yeah, I do. I actually, when I wake up and I catch myself, sometimes you're just drifting in sleep and everything, but I wake up and then I start with gratitude. And I would really 100% advise everybody, because gratitude overrules all low frequencies.
Yeah.
Even if you feel really, really bottom of the emotional frequency, gratitude, it just brings you at least to the middle.
I believe that too. Every morning when I wake up, I read down what I think, who I want to be, and my gratitude. And I really believe in that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about you?
When I wake up?
Yeah.
I most of the time take a cold shower, and then I go sit outside in the morning sun and I do some exercise, but I try to look in the morning sunlight. Nice. I know that also creates dopamine, so I'm more happy and energized.
Great.
But no morning gratitude stuff for me so far.
No, that's okay.
I've done it before. Before I went to bed, I already spoke of a tiny bit back in the interview, that I would visualize myself the day after that, and I did it for 2 weeks, and I could immediately feel the day after that and the days following up that I was in a higher energized state. I was more loving, I was more caring, and I was more like Bob Marley. So, but I didn't smoke any weed that time, but it was nice.
It's fun. Erger, that's the CEO of Correspondent. Maybe you know him.
Is that a paper?
The correspondent, no, it's a kind
for the rest of the world.
the correspondent. They bring out books, but they also do.
It's a publisher.
Bring articles together, and anyway, he's selling the book, just an empty book, but you can write down your gratitudes.
Ah, right.
It's so funny, yeah. No,
all right. So you practice gratitude when you wake up, and how do you do that?
How I do that?
Yeah.
I either think or write it down. And I can just think. Sometimes I have to pee, so then I do it on the toilet. So this morning I actually did it on the toilet, and then there was
so gratitude.
Well, there I see the tiles, and then the tiles is some like beige with some white, and then I'm like, I'm thankful for the white. And it doesn't matter what you're thankful for, but then I just found a little bit of appreciation for the white in the tiles, and I thank for the white. And usually it's like, but not this morning because I was on the toilet, but usually it's like I have gratitude for the air I breathe in, for the fact that this body is breathing, that I have this body, that I have hands that move. I have gratitude for and then thanks for the bed that just held me all night, and thanks for the sheets that kept me warm, and for the pillow that was under my head, and there's a man next to me, thanks, I'm grateful for this man, and just really back to basics gratitude. That's what and then usually the cat is usually like mowing really, really loud when I wake up. So then I feed the cat, and then I continue with conscious drinking a glass of water, and I put a drop of lemon oil in it because it cleans you from the inside out. Well, you guys know that because you guys gave me lemon also. So lemon, and then I do a few conscious breaths, or I'm gonna meditate, or I'm gonna do Wim Hof breathing, or however, I just make sure I start my day prepping myself well.
Yeah.
And if you are meditating, are you using an app or do it by yourself?
I used to, when I began, I used to use an app.
Yeah.
But now I really meditate by myself.
Okay. And which app was that?
The mindfulness. I think it's from VGZ.
Okay.
Or it's called. Yeah, mindfulness app. I think it's mindfulness. And then after I use the app Breathe.
Okay.
Because it just has a nice timer.
Nice what?
Timer.
Yeah,
it has this bell, this like ping
like a
in
gong
the beginning,
or something. I don't know what it is.
And you can set it however long you want, and then you can choose if you want a bell in between, or you want only a bell at the end. But I just like it's a nice timer. I
used Headspace before, and now I'm using Waking Up. And I'm very happy with the app Waking Up, because it I prefer somebody is talking to me, not that much, but telling me things. I like that. It's very helpfully for me.
I think for most people that's what I really needed when I started. I did this Vipassana. Have you ever heard of?
Jesus, you're a man. Look out of your eyes, man.
Of my eyes?
Yes.
So
you have to keep it low, otherwise the microphone is gonna that kind of stuff. All right, where are we?
I think Vipassana, but you guys like to hear about it?
Yeah.
It's a 10 days silent meditation. Where you do nothing else than meditate and sleep.
That's hardcore.
Is that the one in Belgium?
Yes.
Yeah, a friend of mine did that too.
Yeah.
And how you did it?
Yeah.
And?
Yeah, this was the biggest challenge of my life, and it was a really great experience looking back, because when you're in it, you're like, why did I do this? why did I even? I mean, it's really challenging.
So, what are the the biggest takeaways you had from that experience?
The biggest takeaways, or shall I just say a little bit about the format?
Sure.
For the viewer.
Yeah.
So the format is 10 days, no speaking, no eye contact or physical contact, no reading, no phones, and no exercise, and at least 4 hours a day of meditation, building up to 14-ish.
Wow.
And it's men and women separate, and you eat not so much. So you have breakfast, you have lunch, and then in the afternoon you eat a maximum of 2 pieces of fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets pretty intense. So the biggest takeaways really are like, I am the only I in my world. And this energy bubble is the only thing that I can actually work with, affect. And as long as I keep saying, hey, I'm not feeling well and it is your fault. I'm not feeling well and it is your fault. Because when you're like all alone, because you are during this 10-day silent meditation, you're all alone, you go through all the emotions, everything passes by, all the old shit and all the new shit and everything in between, it will cross. Everything that's going on in your mind will come. You really clean up your whole system in this 10 days, and you become really aware that everything that you used to say this is your fault, that is just bullshit. You are the only one in your bubble, and take the takeaway was really own this. You are the manager of yourself, of your own energy. So do it. And stop giving it to anyone else. If you're feeling bad and sad, it is your feeling bad and sad, and it is not the job of anyone else to solve that except for you. So that was basically the biggest takeaway.
Wow, that sounds like a very knowledgeable experience.
Yeah, and during it, it is like so hard and challenging.
Yeah.
Just looking back, I'm so grateful that I did it.
Mm-hmm.
It really brought me back to myself. Yeah.
And is there somebody else talking to you?
Every end of the day, there is Mr. Goenka, who is now dead. He's an Indian, I think, monk.
Okay.
He will tell you the theory. It builds up, and every day he will give you the information. You are listening to a session of 1 hour where he's giving information, and then about like what happened today and what are you gonna do tomorrow and further. So he is basically leading you through the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. So you have 1 hour of someone talking to you. Well, not talking to you, he's on a screen because he's already dead, and he made these videos for Vipassana all over the world.
All right.
So everywhere is the same.
Do you think you can do it, 10 days meditating and
I think I can do it, of course. Yeah, I think I can do it, but I'm also very curious about all the emotions that are coming up. It sounds like one big ritual.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can, but also if you can live on your own, you can bring happiness up from your own. You don't need external variables to live if you can live on your own. So I have to say I'm quite interested in doing that. Yeah.
He's down for a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially after the family constellation that I did last time, where my shoulder pain suddenly disappeared after years. So I really, the psyche is really getting more and more into my life right now, what I'm investigating more. So doing ayahuasca, something like this, more eco meditation. I really want to experience something that Joe Dispenza talks about in his workshops, that if you raise the frequency or a vibration in the whole, let's say, space where everybody has to think about gratitude or love, then everybody starts feeling that. It's the same when you get into a room and two people are having a fight, you can feel that energy. Nobody likes that energy, but you can feel it. Same as love. You can measure it, but we can all feel it. And he also told about a story where a police officer was driving through the neighborhood and they were doing prayers in the house, loving prayers on music and thinking about gratitude and love. And he sticked his head inside the window and then he was scared shitless, and then he was like, holy fuck, my shoulder pain just disappeared. And the woman was like, that can happen. And like, how the fuck does that happen?
It happens.
She said because probably the frequency that is where your body is having a, how do you say, afleiding?
Distraction?
A distraction, yes. A pain can be an emotional distraction, so you don't have to think about the emotion. She said maybe your shoulder pain is related to grief, hatred, whatsoever, and love fills up the glass. So all the hatred disappears, so there is no space anymore. So thus the frequency disappears. Same when you're making music, you have the bass, you have the middle, and you have the high ends. It's all frequency, everything is for frequency. Ask Albert Einstein. So, but an answer to your question, yes, I would like to experience that.
What about you?
Yes,
Sorry, camera has to be restarted.
Camera!
Are you looking for any supplements to boost your health because you want to restore, maintain or achieve optimal health? Our friends at Erger from the Netherlands got you covered. From deuterium depleted water, enzymes and probiotics to magnesium and vitamin C. It is your one-stop shop for supplements. I know the owners and I know they care about quality, and they themselves are an example of healthy human beings. And 3 of my previous guest experts are very happy with their products. They use them personal and for their patients as well. I'm talking about mitochondrial expert Thomas van Doorn, clinical psycho-neuroimmunologist Ruud Elvers and biological dentist Merlon van Ravenstein. If they would not approve, I would not be sharing Ergomax. Thomas, Ruud and Merlon helped me big time achieving a more optimal form of health in my life. So let me help you helping yourself. Get your supplements at Ergomax and feel free to send me your experience with their products. You'll find the link in the description and the show notes. Now, back to the episode.
Why are you doing this?
Because of my suit, I want to...
I'm gonna do lunch then.
Yeah, lunch is better with the suit. But you have extra space in your suit, right? Oh, that's a good one.
This is Holland Moves with Marije, Johan and Matthijs. You can also move with us, yes. I have to tell you a fact because the coronavirus does not like oxygen. It works very good in an environment where there's not so much oxygen. So oxygenate yourself. So breathe, motherfucker, or move, motherfucker. Oh yes.
Uh-oh, Corona.
Jesus, bro.
Social distancing.
Behave yourself, man. Alright. I'm gonna take a poppertje.
Wil je er nog een?
Ja.
Wie wil er nog een drupje?
Ja.
I also really miss the sauna. I really like to be in the Turkish bath, you know, with eucalyptus and mint.
Yeah.
My favorite.
You want to do an interview in the sauna?
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
that would
that's
be cool.
so nice, right?
And then we can put it on Pornhub because nudity is not allowed on YouTube.
When did the closing of the sauna happen?
Sorry?
What was the date of the closing of saunas and everything?
Oh, I don't know.
But the day before I went.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Yeah.
I'm curious what the lens is going to do in a sauna.
Yeah, that's not going to work very... we need a GoPro, I think.
Actually, all the saunas are closed now. So if you ask him to do an interview,
yeah, sponsored by.
yeah. Okay, see you next time.
Oh yeah, don't rub it under your eyes because you will tear up.
Sorry, so not any too close.
If you put it here, you can try. Then you will be crying.
Do we need to do a shout out for the company?
Well, that is very possible if you want.
Sure. I mean, if it works, it works.
It's called doTERRA, and it means gift of the earth. Do is giving, and terra is earth.
Where's it from?
The company is located in the US. However, the products are made in, I thought, 44 countries all over the world. And they do co-impact sourcing. That means that the farms who produce it are 100% fair paid.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was really the question I wanted to ask. But
Yeah, this is really a company that makes a positive impact in the world.
Is it also organic?
Yeah.
Shall we buy some, Thijs?
Yeah, maybe we can get an affiliate code. I also know that Ruud has this thing, he puts in the oils and it blows in the air to space.
Yeah.
It's also very nice.
A diffuser.
Yeah, diffuser, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, this must be the best podcast interview for the listener to listen to because we're only sniffing
But this is a human experience, right?
Yeah.
And that's basically all we have. So how great is it that it is in a little thing? And then there's 270 human experiences in one bottle.
She's a great salesperson.
Yeah, well, I got to know this and I'm getting very enthusiastic about it, that's true.
Wow, doing this on a festival when you're...
Yeah.
Huh?
My husband actually takes this to festivals and he's like handing it to everyone.
Yeah. I haven't done a party in quite some time, but after this shit all I will go to the Ratsmodee, I can tell you. That's a saying of Amsterdam, where I think it means going completely off the grid. So it's the opposite of health.
Yeah.
But hey, without black there's no light. Or without black there's no white, sorry.
Are you thinking about a wash cam?
I did it
Okay.
3 times.
Where? In the Netherlands?
My first was in Amsterdam, my second was in Colombia, and I had the beginning of this year I had one session in my house.
Okay.
Really?
Don't tell anybody, because they kind of illegalized it.
We're not gonna tell anybody.
No.
Please don't tell anybody.
No.
So,
You're not gonna tell anybody, right?
No.
But what was your experience?
I was a very tough nut to crack. So the first and the second time I didn't feel anything. I took 5 shots, and which doesn't happen because all the other people were like having a spiritual journey. And the last time that I did it in my house, my experience was I just had 7 hours of feeling oneness with the everything.
So you didn't have an emotional compartment of youth or any trauma that came to the surface?
No, and for everybody the experience is completely different. So you can have, you can be like working through all old pains and whatnot. However, I just had 7 hours of complete oneness, and that was very beautiful. However, the month after, I experienced complete separation of everything. So I felt very lonely, and I felt very like everything seemed to like not work out. However, it was nice because I had the deep knowing in myself that this is just the experience of separation. And I know because I have experienced the oneness. So it's like, okay, yeah. I did get a little scared thinking, oh no, I hope this is not going to be my life forever. Because you know, I can really miss the feeling of oneness.
Yeah.
with everything.
Maybe your soul just wanted to make sure you experienced the other part of the equation, because you experienced wholeness, and then your soul says, and now you're gonna experience the other part of the medal.
Life is always a contraction and a relaxation, right? So it's all part of
everything is a redux. I think that's like hot, cold, death, life, love, hate, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Hey, we are sitting here in strange suits, and that has a reason. Do you have any tips for us in these Corona times?
Yeah, bring yourself to the highest vibration and do whatever it takes. Because it's completely worth it. 2, you be healthy, and 3, you radiate health to wherever you go. Mm-hmm. So that is my highest, like the coronavirus is a really, which is also bullshit because it's just my opinion, but I think the coronavirus is a really low vibration, and so bring yourself to high vibe and surround yourself with high vibe people. Well, don't surround yourself, because be socially distant, obviously, but just bring yourself up. Take care of yourself well. Eat well, drink well. Do go outside, but then, keep in mind the social distancing.
You can take this stick outside.
Yes, you can.
We can do that.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
We can do it one time. We'll go to Haarlem. Just walk outside.
Yeah.
We can do that. But alright, but that is bring yourself up to high frequencies.
Like the circumstances make it difficult for people, because there are people who are alone and miserable, and there are people who don't have the opportunity to go out, so they are literally sitting inside all the day, all the night, and that just are the biggest factors that bring you down.
Yeah, which especially go outside. Sunlight helps produce dopamine. You need dopamine to be happy.
Yeah.
So but then the tips are very welcome, because most of the people are alone and sitting inside.
Yeah.
So that are all the ingredients to go into the lower 5.
Exactly. Yeah. So make sure you eat healthy. Make sure you drink enough water. Make sure you you feed yourself with whatever nourishes you. So if working out, moving your body, it's almost good for everybody. Move. There's a ton of online trainers giving you free workouts that you can do, and if you cannot do it outside, do it inside. Just we are all like plants, and if you're gonna isolate yourself in a dark house while the spring is going and making the plants grow outside, you're basically bringing yourself away from all the factors that keep you healthy and growing and flowing and vibrant. So, take care of yourself. And what is also very, very helpful, we love every being loves to mean something to someone. And then what I did last week is I made a paper, and I wrote it on it the times are hard for many people. If you need any help, this is my phone number. Please give it also to other people that you know. I'm willing to go here, here, and here on my bicycle, and I'm willing to do these and these kinds of things. Just call me if you need a conversation. Call me if you if you want me to do something for you, help you in or outside the house, or if I have to check on someone or whatever, this is my number and call me. And then this really nice lady from across the door, she's I'm very alone, and I'm even more isolated than I normally. And now I go for walks with her. Wow. We just take a little, and we are socially distancing. We're having a lot of fun doing that. And then suddenly I find out that there's this really nice old lady that is really looking for some company. Mm-hmm. How easy is it to make someone happy, and gives me a good feeling, gives her a good feeling, so happy ever after.
Yeah. Nice.
Right.
So yeah, maybe we can like spread this, and so
That's quite a nice challenge. Maybe I was also thinking of when you grab a paper and you think of all the people you know, you just write the word that person means to you in life. So for when I think about Jorn, I think about happiness. And when I think about Marije, I think healthy.
Yeah, me too. Exactly that word.
So
That's fun.
yeah, maybe you can do that. But also that's also very nice. Of course, in the digital age as well. I mean, I was also thinking about helping people with myofascial release. And I also saw a video of TRE passing by of you. I did an interview with David Berselli himself. I went to the workshop with David Berselli, and the TRE has been an enormous factor of de-stressing myself and getting rid of emotions. I also came to the understanding that TRE alone will not do the trick, because you also have to be conscious of the subconscious to regenerate and get rid of all the emotions that are stuck inside your system. But maybe we can discuss a little bit about TRE for the people who have absolutely no clue what TRE is. It is a way of bringing the nervous system down, and you can do it by, of course we have a camera, so I can just do it here. You have the iliopsoas, which connects the femurs and the spinal thing to the spine. And if you, of course, I'm gonna lay it like this. You just lay down, bring it up, hoppa. And now, after a while, this starts.
you might want to put your head on the floor so
Yeah.
you can relax the rest of your body.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, exactly. So these legs will start to shake after a while, and the shake is actually the release of energy, of stress in your body. And when you start to know how to release stress and emotions, because it's trauma releasing exercise,
Yep.
you can actually use it to get rid of stuck emotions that are in your body. It's cool, right?
Yeah, I really experienced lots of crying, and but also once I was crying, and then I was laughing, and then I was crying, and then I felt hatred, and then completely relaxed, and it is. I tend to do it before I go to bed. But eventually, after a time, you can already distress by thinking on your shoulder, or thinking about your knee, or thinking about your hamstring, and it starts shivering, and the stress just whap.
It's great, right? Because if you practice this, your system will just become more sensitive,
Exactly.
and you become more aware of the subtle vibrations.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy it.
What a great studio.
I think it's very gezellig.
Yeah, it's very gezellig.
Also for the people who watch this.
For the people who are watching, this is very gezellig. For the people who are listening, breathe in deep.
Yeah, you feel it?
Mm.
You feel anything? But are you consciously shaking it?
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're kidding, right?
No, it's already. I did it so much, so it starts it really starts very easily with me. So now I can just put it on, and now it just, the shivering just goes on and on. And of course, I can consciously think about my belly, and then the shivering goes towards my belly, or I can think about my shoulders or my face. I also do when I used to do it when I was stoned, and then my face would go into all kind of emotional expressions. And I really noticed lately that I had very much tension in my jaws, and I think I have some unresolved anger. And then I just do TRE and I let my face go do its thing, and then I don't tandenknars anymore. I don't know.
Really? It's
How you call tandenknars in English?
jaw, wrenching your jaw, something like that.
And if you want to end the process, you just lay down, relax.
Oh, lekker hè?
I think an ultimate podcast goal for me would be to have a studio outside where you have like windscreens, so there's no audio problems, but we can sit outside all the time in the sunlight and do this kind of stuff.
Well, maybe one day, right?
One day it will happen.
One day.
Because it already is.
And I imagine you can take care of that, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, Johan.
Windless, outside, sunlight. Yeah, it's.
Are we still rolling?
Yeah. Let me check the camera just to be sure. You experience stress, tension, trauma, and you want to learn how to deal with this yourself. Well, then this tool is for you. And I'm talking about tension and trauma release exercises, also known as TRE. And in my 9-year healing journey, this has become one of my absolute favorites that I still use today, every day. And it's a very simple yet innovative series of exercises that assist the body in releasing deep muscular patterns of stress, tension and trauma. Created by Dr. David Baselli, PhD. Now, TRE safely activates a natural reflex mechanism of shaking or vibrating that releases muscular tension, calming down the nervous system. When this muscular shaking, vibrating mechanism is activated in a safe and controlled environment, then the body is encouraged to return back to a state of balance. And the beauty is, it is like learning how to drive a bike, so you only need to learn it once. And all my viewers and listeners get a 25% discount. So use the code ID25 at the checkout and enjoy the rest of this interview.
Okay, what are we going to discuss now?
Well, we were talking about the corona situation, of course, and then you gave people some practical tips, and we were thinking of a challenge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, dienstvrijheid, what is that in English?
Oh.
Like to serve.
Yeah. To serve.
To serve other people, but...
We can do a different challenge. Do you know the perineum tanning? You know that?
No.
You don't know? Okay. Like I was gonna but we need the sun. It is basically that you show your lower end to the sun.
Your ass. Oh, yeah, oh man, of course you guys weren't here when I was discussing this kind of stuff. Did you have something like that you're shoving your ass up in the sun, ass gazing or something like that?
Yeah.
Why is that good?
Well, I don't know, but my anus doesn't see lots of sunlight. I don't know about your anus. But...
All the time.
Oh.
But like ultra spiritual, and then GP Sears, right?
DP Sears?
GP Sears? That's the redhead guy who makes these really funny videos. Also about the vegetarian. If meat eaters would act like vegetarian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, he copied it also because there was someone else who did it first.
Yeah.
The perineum is called the part between, in your case, testicles and anus.
Right.
That part. So tanning the perineum. So someone did it. And it went viral, obviously, and then he also made this because he just went along with everything that's ultra spiritual. So I was thinking of a brown corona challenge.
I dig that. Round and brown.
We can do that challenge, or we can do the service.
All right, so
challenge.
So now let's say after this interview, everybody goes home, and then we just have to make a picture of ourselves doing some round and brown tanning.
Exactly.
And then posting that online.
Yeah. It's a brown Corona, right?
Yeah, it's a brown
Brorona.
Corona.
Brorona.
Bronona.
Alright.
Bronona.
But alright. Alright, that's a challenge, helping people and serving other people in the neighborhood, or giving them your phone number.
Yeah.
Maybe do some digital help.
I think I go for that one.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's great, right?
Yeah.
Everybody can do it their own way, I would say.
Yeah.
Wat is bejaardenhuis?
Senior house?
Senior house. My girlfriend and I walked through
Elderly house?
Elderly house, something like that. And she said we could ride them, all of them. Why not? They have to stay inside. And there was one woman was calling to her, I think her mom, because she couldn't, get closer. So my girlfriend already said, why are we not going to ride them? So I think this is the challenge we should do. Yeah, why not?
I love it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Good idea.
It's so nice that maybe some elderly get a little bit more attention.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you want something more to ask?
Yes. But I'm also very relaxed, and I'm thinking, well, if a question pops up, I just let it go.
Wow, I love that. That's the spirit.
I don't have any questions. I for the ending, I'll always have a couple of questions that I ask everybody.
Okay.
But it's not the ending yet. I mean, we just laid down. We had a nice mini theory session over here. We were getting some practical tips. Maybe we can continue the practical tips for people. So what else do you do to help your environment right now, or to help your body? Because you use oils, you eat healthy, but what is healthy? What is healthy eating in your opinion?
Yeah. So the main thing is it's different for everybody. But what really works for me is I eat organic, vegan, and drink a lot of water. So there's no processed food, or as little as possible, and there's no meat and dairy. Well, I'm not super strict, because if my body really asks for it, then I listen.
Yeah.
So
you start salivating when you smell something or see
a
something?
little bit back, I had a little bit of craving for meat. However, when I walked in the supermarket, I was standing in front of the organic meat section. I still felt a really clear no, so I didn't do it. But last year I
Were you
ate...
standing in front of the organic meat?
Yeah, to
And
me
what
it's very
supermarket?
important. Yeah, it was Albert Heijn.
The biological meat of the Albert Heijn is not very, very top notch.
No.
So that's one of the reasons I know from Thomas van Doorn. There's a point system in the Netherlands. And I think Albert Heijn scores around 50 points on the biological scale, and Markt and Ecoplaza score much higher. And if you get organic meat from a and with a certificate, go for Demeter.
Demeter.
They're very good.
Yeah, they're
and
great.
otherwise, find biological farms where then you see what you get.
Yeah, exactly.
In the supermarket, the soul tells you don't eat the shit because it's still, crap, and maybe the animal died in a not a very good way. So
Yeah. Well,
you take in consciousness.
Yeah.
So
And is there a good way to die? And do we in this the way we set this up after the materialistic revolution? Is there any respect for animals anywhere? Well, I do believe that organic farms are great. However, the slaughterhouses, and we have all seen, or at least if you have dared to look, we have seen the pictures, we have seen the images.
Yeah.
So, well, I just went there to test, just to see, hey, what is my body reaction? Do I really want it, or is it just a little urge?
Or to a slaughterhouse?
No.
Oh,
to the
supermarket.
Albert Heijn,
Oh, right.
this time. So I eat whatever my body says yes to, and for me it's organic and plant-based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
And are you struggling with any, or do you have any things that you would like to improve on your own health matter?
Yeah, sugar. It pops up from time to time. Then I'm weak to Ben & Jerry's vegan ice cream, and when I have eaten it, Then the day after, I have cravings for sugar,
Yeah.
and then I get back into that fight with sugar. So the sugar thing is something that is sometimes a challenge.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did buy last weekend. I had Ben & Jerry's vegan ice cream, and yesterday I fell into that trap again.
All right.
We are now in an addiction group. Hi, my name is.
What is your addiction?
I think chips. And then I can't eat like a little. I eat just the whole bag.
Yeah.
So, I think most people doing that, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have it with chips, but I have it with pancakes, for instance, or poffertjes. With some Zaanse stroop. Spare ribs, of course, yes. But more the sugar stuff is when I go in for spekkoek or chips or poffertjes, pancakes, dark chocolate. I just go full and I just eat everything.
Yeah.
And then I say, all right, now I'm full again. And since I started living with my girlfriend 2 months ago, she's more into she's not so strict either as I am. So now I'm getting, you are your environment, and I'm getting, my discipline has lowered. And I also think, fuck it. Yeah, life is also flexibility. You just have to go with the flow. And I know what is healthy, and I know I could say all the time to myself, you have to do this, or this. And
but that's also not a nice way to talk to yourself.
No, it's not. So
and I do believe what you said is what your body asking for. Yeah, of course, if it asks chips or sugar, it's who's asking then? Your mind or your body?
There is an imbalance. There are some nutrients that you are missing, and that way it wants to divert the attention. Thus, it says you have to eat sugar.
Yeah.
So there's something not optimal in your eating pattern if your body is saying, "Hey, you need sugar."
Yeah, I believe so.
But
and I haven't figured it out. However, I will go into a master cleanse. Have you heard about the master cleanse?
Is that also with the Pyreneeën or?
No, master cleanse is actually a 7-day water fast.
Oh, right.
With some lemon juice and maple syrup water.
Okay.
And I've done it, I think, 3 times.
Yeah.
And I feel that my body is looking for just a cleanse. So I will do that, and it's always in the Easter period, the period before Easter, that I have done it in the past. So we are right before Easter.
Yeah.
And I don't know when this one is actually published, but maybe it is with or after Easter. So I might have done this cleanse by the time it's published.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. And have you ever heard about this master cleanse or about people experiencing it?
Yeah. I know Ruud, where I did an interview with. He's a big fan of fasting. He explained me that, for instance, when somebody is really struggling with the self-image, each day you are not eating, your body is duplicating the amount of mitochondria in each cell. So you're producing more ATP, more energy. And from the 4th to the 5th day, your body thinks, hey, I'm too stupid to get food. I need new brain cells. So it's making new brain cells and pathways. So you're getting smarter. And he said, if you need to complete your self-image, that is the time to really dive in deep and go through a ritual or something like that to complete the self-image of oneself. But Thomas is also a very big fan of fasting and all the health benefits it has. And I think he did one fast for 5 days or 6 days, not eating and drinking at all. But he's a very healthy guy, and he has very nice blood values, and he is outside giving tennis lessons all the time. So if you're getting outside very often, bare feet, you're using the electrons of the sun and the earth to regenerate and energize your cells. You don't need food, you think, but the answer of the question on you had, I'm sorry, I'm getting up.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Actually, I think my question was, do you have any experience or did you ever speak about it?
I do sometimes do 2-day fasts, but only water fasts. But I have the feeling at the moment that I would like to do a very long fast.
You were talking about a long fast and then climbing.
Climbing the mountain with Ruud, yeah.
Ooh, nice. That's a good challenge.
And then telling who I am. Hi, my name is Matthew. I like Ben and Jerry's. But here I am, fucking on Mount Everest. Yeah, that's for the future.
Yeah. So this time I'm going to match it so that the 4th towards the 5th day is going to be with full moon.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm going to see what that has an effect on.
Why you want to try that?
I have become more sensitive over the last years since I've been like working with myself and with frequency and with consciousness, and I now recently noticed that I actually do feel a little different according like to the moon, which is very logical because you know ebb and flow is also in sync with the moon. And ebb and flow is water shifting, and our body is just like the earth, 60% water. So why would our physical being not be influenced by the moon?
Yeah.
Right? So usually with full moon I feel a little bit more sharper and a little bit more like, it's like more is going on. And right after the full moon it's like,
yeah, I think there's also lots of historical stories where people behave very strange during full moon, but it also has to do that blue moonlight is also it's full of blue light.
Yeah.
And this is also very blue light, you get hypertonic. So, and the sun is relaxing.
Yeah.
Because
I'm curious to find out, because somehow I'd like to like build up towards the full moon, and then that full moon energy, because I actually love that energy, and to kind of stay in that full moon as long as I'm fasting, so at least 3 more days.
All right.
Like my first experience with this master cleanse was that I got into this like ultra conscious state of being, so I could basically feel all the cells of my body move, and I felt super powerful. And after I taught a running class, because I'm also a sports group instructor, and I was just I had no food for 7 days, and then I ate something and taught this class. I was like on top of my game.
Right.
But like, yeah, you know, that when you run, you just feel every little
motion.
part of, I know you can do this really well with your filming and everything. But yeah, it's a great feeling. It's like time is in slow motion, and you are aware of every little moment, even the moments in between the moments. That's pretty cool.
So to be clear, what do you drink then in that week? Is it nothing or only water?
Water and maple syrup and lemon.
Yeah.
Oh, so lemon with water, but do you use filtered water?
I did not.
No, you drink out of the tap.
Yeah, I still actually do.
Wow.
And I am actually looking for like alkalized or what water do you drink?
No, most of the time, because I don't have a filtration system at home, I drink bombarded or I drink San Pellegrino, and the best of course is drinking it out of a glass because of the plastic particles that get into the water. But I was with Thomas van Doorn once in Den Bosch, and we measured the total dissolved of the metals in the water. And in just one example, one sample, there were 97 different kind of metals in the water. And if you're drinking that all the time, then your body has to filtrate that water all the time. And it's very, I think it was also very acidic. Also spa is also very acidic, so it's not also optimal, but they tell their clients to buy filtration systems, something like reverse osmosis, and then add the micronutrients if they want to go hardcore. Or you can just put it in the sun, in glass, so the hydrogen molecules split, and then it gets more energized, and then you can put it infrared light, and then I think it starts to energize even more. And if you drink that, then you're just drinking Tony Montana cocaine in a bottle.
But that's so much effort you have to...
Yeah, so a filtration system would be, I think, a very nice solution. But I just go to the supermarket and buy San Pellegrino, and I drop in some limes, and I'm good to go. If I don't eat it, I drink this and with limes. I'm a machine.
I notice that when you say that, I get this little feeling like, oh, and it's like, but the plastic in the world. I mean, the amount of plastic in the world.
Yeah.
I really care about those things. Yeah.
Ocean
But
cleanup.
those are recyclable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
You do it? You bring it back?
I recycle everything. I lived in Nijmegen for 6 years. Hippie Butterfly City 101, Green Capital of Europe 2019, bro.
I'm happy to hear you.
Yeah, when I came to Haarlem, I was like, they don't split the how do you say it, the garbage, and they don't recycle this thing. What the fuck kind of society is this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy to get the paper in there and the glass in there. That's so it's a tiny effort.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you don't see the consequences, like in a slaughterhouse, you don't see what an animal has to go through so you can live, then you're unconscious about it.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, well, my husband, he's originally from Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
We went there, and there are some beaches, not the popular touristy areas, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but there it's really like, if I stand up, I fall out of
The frame.
Yeah, but the garbage, the plastic is really as high as I am. So 1.80 meters of garbage piled up all along the beach.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you cannot even start to clean it. Because every like 7 meters you need a separate truck to bring it away.
Yeah.
And they don't have this advanced garbage reduction system, so their only thing they can do is burn it. So you have these burning smells of burning plastic everywhere.
So terrible. Yeah. So that's the reason you drink tap water.
I drink tap water, yeah. To me that is very important, to not use too much plastic. I also go to the zero waste shop in Amsterdam. It's really nice. I would really want to advertise for that because these guys are just doing incredible work.
And how does it work?
Little plant pantry in Amsterdam, and you bring your own like wrapping. Like for example, I bring glass jars if I go with the car.
Mm-hmm.
If I go with the motorbike, I bring either bags or plastic jars because they break in. In my motorbike it breaks. So and then I just fill it up. You fill it up, and so they have pasta, and they have nuts, and they have seeds, and they have.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go.
This is
to
in
Amsterdam.
Scandinavia a bigger thing.
All right.
Yeah, and it's so important. I believe this is growing too. I believe people are getting more conscious of nature and the world, so I believe this is growing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And maybe
Really nice.
and I'm also very maybe it's a bit of the topic in the beginning, but how are your colleagues of doctors are responding to you leaving the medical regime that everybody knows?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because my sister is a direct person that I know. She's also a huisarts, a general practitioner.
Yeah.
And well, she just has a completely different perspective. And 5 years ago, I had that perspective also. Just you believe what you learn, right? And you believe that is the truth. So I completely understand her point of view, and mine is just different. So, however, I did get a lot of messages and people saying to me in private. That they're like, yeah, what you're doing is like so important, and what you're doing is like exactly what I deep down feel I want to do. However, a lot of people don't have the freedom or the guts to follow their guts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you want to change the opinion of your sister?
Well, I do not believe that would be the way. I believe people can only change if they themselves experience different.
Yeah.
And there's obviously a part of me that wants to listen to my perspective because it's way better than yours. But that just works in an aversive way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I guess my goal is to really respect others in where they are at, as I hope to be respected by them for what I do. Yeah.
But I think it gives more peace knowing that you've been there.
Yeah.
You've lived in that perspective.
It does, yeah.
So you can easily say, all right, I understand where you are, but it's okay. My consciousness has shifted. I feel that I have a wider consciousness than you have.
Which is also bullshit, because there ain't no such thing as I have a wider consciousness than you have. Because this whole hierarchy is also an illusion, obviously. So, my path is just different, and the people that are with me in this path just have a different perspective, which is no better or worse.
No.
And it's very, very easy because first I used to believe that, and now I believe this, so I might think this is something that I passed. So it's very easy to let the ego take over and think, oh, I'm better than this.
Yeah. So we start the camera.
That's just the ego inflation.
Yeah.
Are you looking for any supplements to boost your health because you want to restore, maintain or achieve optimal health? Our friends at Erger from the Netherlands got you covered. From deuterium depleted water, enzymes and probiotics to magnesium and vitamin C. It is your one-stop shop for supplements. I know the owners and I know they care about quality, and they themselves are an example of healthy human beings. And 3 of my previous guest experts are very happy with their products. They use them personal and for their patients as well. I'm talking about mitochondrial expert Thomas van Doorn, clinical psycho-neuroimmunologist Ruud Elvers and biological dentist Merlon van Ravenstein. If they would not approve, I would not be sharing Ergomax. Thomas, Ruud and Merlon helped me big time achieving a more optimal form of health in my life. So let me help you helping yourself. Get your supplements at Ergomax and feel free to send me your experience with their products. You'll find the link in the description and the show notes. Now, back to the episode.
I believe that too, absolutely.
But you also said that people are sending you messages and telling you, damn, this is what I feel deep down inside of me, but I don't have a way to get out of the system, or I don't know how to.
Yeah.
What would you advise to somebody like that?
Oh, hang in there, bro.
Hang in there, bro.
Hang in there. No, but like everything in divine timing. So whenever the opportunity for this person to arrive to change something, then this person will do that.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, we all need some safety and taking care of ourselves first.
Yeah, that's true.
Most people are really able to move when they are not safe, so.
Yeah. So now you have, I can imagine you have the goal to help people find their consciousness.
Well, yeah, that's also an interesting statement, because I used to have that goal.
All right.
And now
it's something more that happens.
Yeah, and now I kind of see that it is not my job to change anybody. If people want to change, they will change. Or if people are ready to change, because everybody wants to change.
Yeah.
But if they're ready to change, they will change. And if people in my presence seem to experience some form of growth, great. And it is not my work. My only job is to keep this channel open for consciousness to flow through, to feel what it is, just to really be in tune and aligned.
Yeah.
And then trust and know that everything that needs to happen will happen. Basically that. And I know it's for a lot of people very airy, however, this is my current reality.
Yeah.
And I am a human being, I'm consciousness in a human body, experiencing the human experience. And my job is to keep this channel open for consciousness to flow through. And right now my little human wish is to keep doing what I do, staying aligned with the greater good. And me and my husband would like to buy a little house. That's our just next goal. So the whole dream of changing the world and or inspiring other people, I kind of let it go because I cannot do it, and it is not my job. So that's basically my rant about.
All right. And do you have any fears at the moment?
Well, in this time of Corona, I feel that there's like an acceleration of transition. So yes, fears are passing. Fears are passing a lot, but they just come and they also leave very soon. As I tune in or meditate, for example, I just feel like, okay, it comes and I let it go.
Do you have an example?
Yeah, like the scarcity fear is coming up from time to time, and like not having enough. I haven't done the money-making work for now approximately 3 months. So there is basically has not been an income for 3 months, and the little bit that I saved is now coming to an end. So like I don't want to get like completely contracted because of this scarcity fear. And then I decided to book some night shifts in the summer so that at least in my future I put some income. And that's also very convenient if you want a mortgage to have some income in the future. So that's then how I make some safety for myself and respecting my own wishes in how to work. So I do not feel like going back in the doctor's office and going back in the rat race prescribing medication on and on. But okay, these night shifts I can do. Then only the real problematic people will call, and then I can help them often with listening, being there and observing the situation, doing what is necessary, sometimes with medication, but then I'm like, okay, I am there and I completely
you focus on that part.
Exactly. So then I also know that it is not too much, or that there was for me even no other way. So that is now how I deal with fears. And yeah, I do have fears. Other fears, like sometimes I feel lonely, sometimes I feel scared of other people's opinions, sometimes I just have the really normal fears that everybody else has. Yeah, of making a complete fool of myself.
Yeah, when you're round and brown tanning in the city and somebody drives over, or I can imagine something like that. Do you have a garden?
My neighbor has a garden.
Or you use your neighbor's garden?
I did. I actually took the picture yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, she took it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Your neighbor is fine with that?
Oh yeah.
Alright. Is he a man? Yeah, it's a neighbor, you dumbass.
No, she is a neighbor lady.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
No, she's amazing. And I'm super grateful that I get to use her backyard, because then I have a backyard and I can be in the sun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
It's very nice. Right, maybe we can go a bit towards the ending and I can just drive in the regular questions. So if we would call 5 of Marije's best friends and we would ask, what is Marije's superpower? What would they say?
I think my superpower is that I am very authentic. I'm also very honest, which can be taken in many times, but I would say I'm very authentic.
Okay.
And then, I actually also like it, because sometimes I meet people that I used to know when I was 15 and they're like, you're just exactly the same. You haven't changed.
You think, thank you.
Yeah, I like it.
Alright. Best day of your life and the worst day of your life?
Best day of my life. What pops up is my wedding. That was a great day. And another one pops up because I also think it's like too conventional to say my wedding, even though my wedding was the most magical experience in my life. The other the day that my old life ended and my new life began was the day that I met my best friend Samantha in the Vondelpark. I was there on a Sunday morning in May. It was the first warm day of the year, and I was with my best friend Tibor, and we were playing music, having a party, and it was still pretty early. Yeah, because the sun was out, right? Mm-hmm. And then I had to teach a Pilates class, so I left. And then when I finished the Pilates class, my phone was like full of messages from my friend Tibor, and it was like, there is a Canadian, you have to come right now, there's a Canadian and you have to meet her. And I'm like, what?
Excuse me?
What? Yeah, so I go back home, I get dressed, and I ride my bicycle to the Vondelpark, and in the Vondelpark I see this woman, and I'm 180, and she's exactly 180, and she has long blonde hair, and there's this goddess woman, and we connect like right away, and I was still completely in my old perspective, which is a very narrow-minded, in my opinion right now, perspective, and I met her, and I have never in my life experienced a connection like that. And then in that year, I've seen her multiple times. I visited her, she visited me, we went to Iceland together, we went to Miami together, and she is magic. In her life, synchronicities happen all the time, and this had not happened in my life ever.
So she is pure authenticity herself.
Yes. And she has really woken me up. She broke through that shield of narrow-mindedness that I had, and now I can tell you my life is also full of synchronicities, and this is basically what I live for. Yeah. This is just what I love.
That's also happening to me since I read the Book of Dells in church and started eco meditation. Synchronicities are happening everywhere. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. All right. That's it. That's a very nice story.
Yeah. Thanks.
And now the bad one.
The bad one.
Worst day of your life.
Yeah, I like this story, but to me, I have made the agreement with myself that I do not remember the low vibe things. They're not worth remembering. However, I think from an outside perspective, I was in Michigan, and I was at a festival. I bought this motorbike, and I was gonna drive to my husband that I had just met, and he lives in New York. So I bought the motorbike and decided to drive from Michigan to New York, which was 12 hours or something. And then at that day that I was driving, something happened. Looking back, I had a motorbike accident. I broke my face, I broke my head. And I don't remember anything of that whole accident. So I imagine there was a low frequency like dip that I had there. And I don't remember anything of it. Yeah, obviously I broke my face, so I had this concussion. But yeah.
Nobody could tell what happened?
No, but looking back, I had just done a fast. And I was driving I had driven 4 hours, and then I stopped at the Starbucks, this I remember exactly, and I ordered a double espresso, and I am not a coffee drinking person, I do not like coffee, but I noticed the sleeping waves, so I bought the coffee, and I sat outside the Starbucks in Michigan. And the only chair that was free was next to a guy wearing a gun. And I sat next to him and we had this conversation, and I'm like, oh, what makes you wear a gun? And he's like, I have to protect myself. And I'm like, oh, are you scared? No, I'm not scared, I just protect myself. And I'm like, to me that doesn't make sense, right? Because if you're not scared, then why do you have to protect yourself? Yeah, I just have to protect myself and da da da. And I got really scared of his not knowing his fear, his reason of wearing a gun. So I understand in that state it might be kind of common or something. But I do remember that I got really uncomfortable, and at the Starbucks they had Wi-Fi, so I used the Wi-Fi and I booked a hotel 1.5 hours from the place where I was, and I put the route in my phone and I put the phone in the front of my motorbike, and I started driving, and I remember that I saw drops of rain coming on the road. That is my last memory. That is the last thing I know before I came back to consciousness in the hospital. And my husband was there. So it was a happy ending after all.
Wow, that's the story.
And nobody saw the accident, and so probably you slipped away or something.
I might have slipped away, I might have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
We did go and see the motorbike, which was completely crushed in the front and completely crushed in the back. So I must have been tumbling.
Right.
And then I broke the right side of my face. And I had a little scratch on my knee, but the rest of my body was perfect. There was no bruises.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and what was also kind of a nice detail was I was feeling really, really, really powerful after. I woke up and I was just full of energy and happiness because I felt like I am in my spare life. There was a separation of reality where I could have been dead, but then obviously I wouldn't be here and tell you this right now. But there was a split of reality, and this is what I chose. I chose to live, and I was super happy. And then there was this doctor, the doctor of the surgery department, and then she's like, yeah, we have to do surgery on your cheekbone because your cheekbone is completely off. And then I'm like, okay, well, I am actually a doctor, so can you show me the scan? And she brought this thing on wheels, and then I get to see my own scan, and I see this bone is completely broken, and then the deeper bones were also broken. And I'm like, okay, well, what is your plan? And she said, well, we're gonna operate you from either here or through the mouth, and then we're gonna make your cheekbone aligned because it was really like this. And I'm like, well, I can move my eyes, I can breathe, I can open my jaw a little bit. I'm like, no, I don't need the surgery. The only thing that I still have and had is this part of my face is a little bit numb. And I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to repair that, right? And she's like, no. I said, okay, then I don't want surgery. I completely trust that this will heal perfectly. I was so full of trust.
Wow.
And then she's like, okay, well then you have to sign leave against medical advice. So I did, and I left. And within 3 weeks, nothing was visible anymore. So I don't see, if I even feel my cheekbones, I don't even feel it anymore. It's completely healed.
Wow.
So, right?
That is trusting your own body and your own mind.
Yeah. And I knew, and after that I was very happy, and many more synchronicities happened.
Yeah.
I literally gave a party in New York because my husband picked me up, and then his friend who has an apartment in South Manhattan, his girlfriend was pregnant and they wanted to stay at her parents' house.
Yeah.
So this apartment was free, and I had met my now husband I have been with him for less than 24 hours. So then we went to that apartment, and so we had like an apartment in South Manhattan, which is like not affordable. And I went to the Whole Foods at Union Square, and I bought this, I was with a homeless person because I was talking with this homeless person, and I went with her and I asked her what she needed. And so I bought all these really nice organic stuff for her, and then I went with her to the kombucha department, and I loaded up my bag full with kombucha. You know kombucha? You do?
No.
Oh, that's fermented tea. It's the best.
Okay.
So I loaded it up and I bought groceries for $400, and then I went outside with these groceries, and there was very, very accidentally and synchronistically, the sun was sunset right in the street of New York. You have this very straight street. So there was a sunset, and there was all photographers. They wanted to capture this very special sunset, and I celebrated my survival party right then and there, and I just handed everybody kombucha, and
wow.
Yeah, I had this very special celebration of me being alive. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Nice.
If you would have, let's say, I stole this question from London Real, which is my favorite podcast. If I give you a magical phone, and you were able to call the 20-year-old Marije, and you would have given that girl some advice, what would you tell her?
I would tell her, hey girl, hang in there. There's gonna be this lady passing you by when you're 27, and she's gonna change your life. So right now, just keep doing what you do. You're doing great. And I know you're feeling alone a lot of the times, and it's all part of your path. It's all part of your growth. Just hang in there, and you'll be saved. Yeah.
All right. And what if you would have to give any advice for, let's say, 20-year-old around the world?
All other 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say everything you're looking for is already within you. So see if you can tune in on what's in you. And I know it's scary as fuck. I have also had a lot of resistance for doing that, but I believe that you will do it easily, more easy than I do, because of, the evolution of everything. But go within, tune into yourself. See if you can connect with your body, see if you can listen to your body, and go from there. You'll be guided. You'll be guided.
You'll be guided. I have to redo the camera once more. Hoppa.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And what other question do we have? In the standard question line, I think, how do people find you?
How do people find me?
Do you want to find?
Do you want to be found or find?
Well, I noticed a little scare coming up, and that's just because I went viral and I got flooded with questions and requests. And so my main answer is, I don't have the answer. The answer is already within you. And right at this very moment, I do not have a system yet or a structure in which I am able to help people. So I'm still figuring that out. I have started with doTERRA, with the oils, and doTERRA is a network marketing system. So if you are interested in these products or into partnering with me, selling these products, then you can go to doterra.com/Marije, or in the other way, doterra.com/Marije.
Is that a backslash or a forward slash?
Actually, I don't know. It's
No,
the
that's
one
stupid.
below my enter.
It's a below her enter backslash, just so you know.
Check her keyboard.
All right. Well,
I think it's like this for the viewer.
Yeah, I think it's, so this way for the viewer.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have any further questions,
No.
Your Honor?
No. You?
No. Do you have any further questions?
Do you like it?
I love it, guys. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with you.
Do you have any tips for us?
Stay yourself. Be you. Be you.
Be you.
Yeah. You be you.
Thank you.
Then I'll be me.
All right.
All right. Well, we're gonna blow this in the internet, of course, soon, and I'm very curious what people think of this. I had lots of fun meeting you. You're very friendly. You feel very warm and loving, and like you're not taking any space.
Really?
No,
Thanks.
not at all.
And the funny part was for me that you asked us if you could wear a suit like this too.
I love it. It's great. And we don't want to cross anybody's boundaries with the social distancing and everything, right?
No, we do our best.
Yeah.
But no, you seem like a very authentic, loving person who's grounded. So I would really like to get you in contact with the people who have done the same that you experienced with the shift of consciousness. I had a similar experience with Jean Smeets, Priscilla, I forgot her last name, the Jager, Ruud Elvers, who's the six-year-old guy, Thomas van Doorn, and Milan van Raafstein. They're all very into health, functional patterns, biomechanics, light, spirituality, but all very scientifically. But then again, when I was hanging around with them that day, I was like a child again. I was like you said when you met that girl or the other lady. So bam, there's so freaking a huge amount of energies out of nothing, and I was a child again.
It's great, right?
It's great,
Yeah.
and one of my coping mechanisms already is that I like to pretend like the child with humor, and oh, that's uncomfortable. I'll just make a joke.
Yeah.
That's one of my coping mechanisms, but yeah.
It's great.
So no, it was very nice meeting you, and I hope we can do this again later on when you thought of a system to help make money and get that house with you, with a garden, maybe with another neighbor.
Yeah, I will
away
miss
from
the
the
neighbor.
neighbor.
Or you can take the neighbor with you.
That would be nice.
And the old lady across the street.
Yeah, I love them a lot, so that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, but to finish.
Yeah, they can follow me if they really want to follow me.
On Facebook.
LinkedIn, Facebook, I'm full, and I don't. It's not my favorite channel, and so LinkedIn and Instagram and YouTube, Puur Marije. Oh, Puur Marije.
Puur Marije. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll put in the links to your social channels. Marije Berkelaar.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. This was Joran and Matthijs from Injured Dumbass, sharing you some nice company,
Sharing some love,
and some nice experience too. All right. See you soon. Namaste.
Bye.